The Vatican has announced the death of Pope Benedict XVI at the age of 95. His health had been worsening in recent weeks. Benedict served as head of the Roman Catholic Church for 8 years until 2013, when he became the first pope in 600 years to announce his retirement. He was German by birth and was known for his conservative theological outlook. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni said in a statement, "With sorrow, I inform you that the Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI passed away today at 9:34 at his residence in the Vatican." The Vatican says Pope Benedict's body will lie in state from Monday in St. Peter's Basilica. Here's our religion editor, Alim Makboul.
Cerebral by character, Benedict was a prolific author and more at home with scholarship than pastoral work. He led the world's Catholics for 8 years and then abruptly resigned, the first pope to do so in 600 years. Joseph Ratzinger was born in southern Germany. He was just 6 when the Nazis swept into power. His parents were hostile to the regime, and though their son entered junior seminary in 1939, he was forced to join the Hitler Youth just 2 years later. He and his brother George were ordained on the same day in 1951. George became a parish priest. Joseph chose a quite different kind of ministry. First a doctorate, appointments at prestigious universities, and then the Vatican. A cardinal by his early 50s, an ailing Pope John Paul II made him head of the Sacred Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, formerly the Roman Inquisition. There he upheld traditional Catholic teaching on abortion, contraception and homosexuality. He even spoke against rock music and the Harry Potter books. When John Paul died in April 2005, he was one of the Church's longest-serving cardinals and presided at the funeral. His homily, based on Jesus' instruction, "Follow me," proved prophetic. After just 4 ballots, white smoke from the Sistine Chapel announced Cardinal Ratzinger's election. Habemus Papam. The oldest pope for 275 years. As Pope Benedict XVI, he sought to re-evangelize the West. It was an attempt to roll back the advance of secularism in Europe and North America. But in it lay an acknowledgement of the Church's declining influence in its traditional heartlands. But he also sparked controversy in 2006, when during a lecture he gave in Germany, he quoted criticism of Islam by a 14th century Christian leader and appeared to link the religion with jihad and holy war. There were violent protests in several Muslim countries. The Pope apologized and made a point of setting up the first Catholic-Muslim forum. He seemed chastened by the experience, and on visits like this one to Britain, Benedict exuded pastoral warmth and warned against marginalization of religion.
I cannot but voice my concern at the increasing marginalization of religion, particularly of Christianity, that is taking place in some quarters, even in nations which place a great emphasis on tolerance.
But back in Rome, the Church was beginning to confront the scandal of sexual abuse by priests around the world. He was forced to deny that he'd played any role in covering up abuse, but the cases continued to mount. He later acknowledged he'd made mistakes in handling the matter.
Ad conditionem certam perveni viris meas.
In February 2013, he shocked the world, announcing he would resign at the end of the month, citing age and failing health. The election of his successor, Pope Francis, represented a break with much of what Benedict had stood for. The challenge was to find a leader who could close the widening gap between a doctrinally conservative Vatican and the Church worldwide. Benedict bequeathed to his successor the challenges that so fatigued him: the scandal of child sexual abuse and diminishing congregations in the West. Pope Benedict upheld the creeds of the Church and taught them with conviction. He died as he lived, thinking and writing about how to defend and advance those creeds in an increasingly secular world.